It's Christmas week,
It sure is.
and what better way to celebrate Christmas than a holiday horror film?
A Santa slasher.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what we have.
Yeah.
And it's it's a pretty good one.
It is. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. It ticks all my favorite kinds of boxes for a slasher film.
It's a lot of boxes too.
I know.
So yeah, we had fun watching it. And well, again, because there's a reason.
And I think there's lots of lessons that you can learn from this movie.
There is. I think we cover a lot
Mm-hmm.
of stuff that isn't important in a slasher,
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a holiday slasher, so Christmas slasher, Santa slasher,
Santa slasher.
tick, tick, tick.
My favorite kind of movie.
I know. Well, should we roll into this bad boy?
I would love to.
All right, let's do it.
Hey there, B-Satters. Really?
Gotcha.
You're such a shit.
I can be.
Welcome to another episode of Bravo for the B-Side. This is Danny.
And this is Jim.
And for this episode, it is Christmas week. And I'm very excited. This year, I don't know. For me, it's been a little hard to get into the spirit of the holidays, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's like for everybody. And I think that's why some people are like going crazy all out.
They're leaning in.
Yeah, trying to immerse themselves in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a fucked up year. I mean, there's no other way to put it.
Yeah. And and so for this week, I wanted to do a holiday themed B movie.
Yeah.
And the only right kind of holiday themed B movie, in my personal opinion, is a Santa slasher.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to argue.
Call me weird, but that really gets me into the spirit. It gets me really excited about all the stupid lights and decorations and, hoopla of the holidays.
Well, they're fun.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
There's nothing more fun than garroting someone with like Christmas lights.
And not like the modern Christmas lights, the big bulb
Oh, yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
It's just so special.
It's so festive. So that's what we did. And there are a couple of lessons to be pulled out of this one. But if I'm being true to myself, and I really want to be in the spirit of the holidays, I really, truly just wanted to talk about a Santa slasher. And this fits the bill.
And, and that's fine. I mean, it ticks all the boxes. It's a B movie, hard B movie, and
it's low budget.
And horror is kind of the thing, and a lot of Christmas movies that are B movies or indie films aren't good.
Oh no.
Well, they're for ages like 4 to 8 and then like 90 to 110.
Yeah.
Right. It's just super simple, sappy shit. And,
rom-coms, stuff for lonely, middle-aged people.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it is just Christmas is the background.
Right.
It's not a Christmas film. Right. Christmas actually plays nothing into a lot of these things. But you take Santa, give him a weapon, send him on a blood hunt.
That's Christmas.
It's all about Christmas.
Yeah. That's the true spirit. Well.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us the deets, the details for this movie? I saw you cringe when I said that.
Yeah. Yeah. Fight with our daughter about poor word usage. Anyway, so this week we have All Through the House.
Dun 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 dun.
That was stabbing motions. So, came out 2015. Director is Todd Nunez. Writer, Todd Nunez. Starring Ashley Mary Nunez, Jessica Cameron, Melinda Kearing. The rating is TVMA. I'm pretty sure it was rated R if it was released. I didn't bother digging into that. Well,
I believe it went directly to TV.
Right.
So.
Or even if it went to like DVD, you know.
That was what it said on IMDb.
Okay, cool. The budget we didn't get, but it's not a high one.
Yeah, I looked for it, but every article that I found was like, for a low budget slasher movie. And I'm like, okay, it's low budget.
So, fits the bill. So the plot of this bad boy is a deranged masked Santa slayer comes to town for some Yuletide terror. He leaves behind a bloody trail of mutilated bodies as he hunts his way to the front steps of the town's most feared and notorious home.
Ooh.
Okay. I need to take a step aside here. Not the most accurate log line. The first part right there. The most feared and notorious home. I didn't get that from watching it.
No, it was like the neighborhood weirdo, really, if anything.
Well, they're all fucking weirdos. That's the thing.
I know.
So anyway, you had some notes on here.
I do.
You want to do the notes?
So one of the aspects that we're going to kind of talk about at the end is how this movie really leans into and nails the kind of like classic horror movie styles of doing stuff.
Yeah.
And in doing that, they do make reference in the movie. And these came into my head as I was watching. But I didn't catch all of them.
Oh, no, there's a lot. But I mean, this is a good.
Yeah. So there's a reference to Psycho in here. There's a reference to Friday the 13th Part 3, reference to Alone in the Dark, reference to the Slumber Party Massacre, all these 80s classic slasher films.
And coincidentally, those last three, 1982.
Yeah.
All three of them from that year. And we're referencing Psycho, the original from 1960.
Right. Yeah. Getting killed in the shower. They name their main girl. I mean, they only say her name like once in the movie, so you really have to be listening to catch it.
Yeah, I know.
But her last name is Kimmel, which is the last name of Dana Kimmel in Friday the 13th Part 3. There's the whole like knife coming up through the bed. That's from Alone in the Dark.
Yep.
There's also the Slumber Party Massacre, and we just very recently watched.
Yeah.
Where someone's getting killed in front of a window while someone's inside and doesn't see it.
Yeah, just out of their peripheral vision because they're busy fucking about, but the shit goes out outside the window.
So just lots of nods to classic, slasher fun.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the key thing we're going to end up talking about once we get through this. And as we go through it, if you haven't seen it, watch it.
If you like Santa slashers, it's pretty fun.
It's fun. This is like I think it's a staple of horror, whether it's holiday or not.
It is.
Because this it ticks a lot of boxes. Uh-huh. And why don't we let's dissect this thing, and then we can get to all the good stuff.
Yeah. Well, I did want to note real quick. We had watched this movie a couple of years ago.
Yes.
And when we were looking for a movie to watch for this episode, we were watching trailers of a bunch of, like newer Christmas horror movies and like Deranged Elf on the Shelf and a bunch of real weird stuff. And none of them were really doing it for me.
No. On that note, can I just add to your little note here?
Yeah.
Please, people, stop with the Krampus shit.
Oh, God.
Okay, we have been Krampus in every orifice. It's got to stop. It's time to put Krampus to bed and move on to something else.
I know.
There. I'll step off my box now.
I know. We've been Krampus to death. And none of those were really doing it for me. And I know you were like, this is kind of this is Danny's choice.
Yes.
And then I remembered this movie, and I remembered it specifically, and I won't give it away, but
Right.
for a specific aspect of this movie that repeats throughout the film. And I was like, do you remember that movie with the,
Thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah. So I had to look it up and remind me at the end of the podcast to tell everyone what exactly I typed into Google
Oh, yeah.
to look this up. And found it like right away. So I'm apparently not the only person who has watched this movie and remembered literally just that one detail. So that's pretty fun. All right.
Are we ready?
Let's jump into it.
All right. Take us away.
We start out outside of a house all decked in Christmas lights. And there's some kids looking at a dummy Santa with a metal mask. It's kind of weird looking.
Right.
So they throw a rock or something, and the mask gets knocked off, and it reveals this like creepy dummy form underneath.
Almost like it's like a burlap bag
stuffed
scarecrow
burlap, yeah.
stuff thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Creepy. They scream and run. And then we see some bare feet and what look like kind of like scrub
Like the pants are scrubs.
bottoms.
Yeah.
Approach and grab the mask and then grab a pair of garden shears, which were apparently just sitting out amongst the decorations.
Right. So where this is taking place, there's no snow on the ground.
No. Yeah. That didn't bother me so much.
No.
I'm actually, in recent years, because of climate change, kind of used to having Christmas with no snow.
The only thing, and this isn't like a spoiler, the only thing that bugged me was clearly this was shot in LA
Mm-hmm.
somewhere, right?
Oh, but they wear all the like winter gear.
Well, some of them wear all the winter gear, and there's a couple that are just like, free, just out free and loose. I guess right away, folks, tip number 1, figure out your location, not where you're shooting, but where this is supposed to take place, and dress your actors appropriately.
Yeah.
That's
fair.
That's the only thing that bugged me is, like, okay, so this one's scarf bundled up, big hat with the puffy ball on it, and the next one's like next to, fucking nothing. 2 steps away from streaking.
Yeah.
And they're all just fine. But anyway,
Right.
Sorry.
So there's a kid and a woman are sleeping. They're cuddled up.
Yeah.
And the kid wakes up and hears knocking. So he goes, to look out the window and sees Santa in that metal Santa mask.
Yeah. Full Santa suit.
Mm-hmm. And like reaches up. It's actually pretty good little shots of him struggling with the lock because he's short,
Yeah.
to let Santa in. So then we cut over to the woman, and she wakes up and walks through the house looking for the kid and sees the open front door and the knocked over Santa dummy and doesn't actually think anything of it. Like, your front door's wide open.
Yeah.
And she's just like, fucking kids.
It was a pretty casual approach.
Right. So she closes the door. She sees the kid sleeping, apparently, right?
Yeah.
On the couch, all tucked up.
Yeah.
And then heads to the bathroom. And we see Santa kind of like waiting around the hallway corner.
Yeah.
So we see her go in the shower. There's that nod to Hitchcock
Mm-hmm.
for a second. And then the door opens and in comes a man, the beau, right?
I thought it was her husband.
Might have
Maybe.
been. I don't know. It doesn't
Dude.
matter. They're an item. They're a
Yeah.
couple of some kind. And so she tells him to go into the bedroom and like get himself ready for her.
Yeah.
Basically, she doesn't want to even bother with him unless he is ready to bone.
Yeah.
So in the shower, the girl opens the curtain to see Santa, who promptly stabs her. And this is our first bit of gore.
Mhm.
It's pretty quick in the intro,
It is. Yeah.
right? He stabs her tit, like bottom up through the top.
Yep.
and then takes the shears out and stabs her in both the eyes
Yes.
with the shears. It is gory and bloody, quick, awesome. Start out with a bang. And then we go to the bedroom where, the beau has been readying himself.
Yeah.
He's trying to like talk himself up and.
Well, he's been, slapping himself hard, getting ready for the dive.
Right. And Santa comes in and just with the garden shears,
Yep.
shears off the dick.
Well, here's what happens. He walks in, looks at the guy. The guy's just like staring at him.
Right.
Right. Santa tips the shears upside down. You hear, and then you hear,
yeah. The guy screams.
And then he screams.
And then we see the dick laying on the floor.
Yeah. So now the credits roll. We get some cheerful Christmas music. I didn't note the lyrics, but let's just say it's not a golden oldie.
It is not.
This one was specifically.
Yeah, I had that in my notes. This was specific for this movie.
Yes. So now we have a different young woman is driving through town. She pulls up to a heavily decorated house, grabs her stuff and a present out of the car. And across the street, we see a woman talking with a cop. She sees the young woman and waves to her. The young woman goes into the house that she pulled up to. She sets the present under the tree, and we see it's clearly labeled for Mommy.
Right. Mommy.
Mommy. Okay, moving on. And then Grandma rolls out, and I say that as she literally rolls out in her wheelchair. Says something about them agreeing to not leave presents for her mom under the tree. It's creepy. So right away, we get that mom's either dead or missing. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. So then a young woman is looking through the mail, or the young woman is looking through the mail. There's a letter from the woman we saw earlier across the street, Mrs. Garrett. And she opens it up, and apparently she wants help decorating her home.
So the shot we saw of her outside of her home, it was well decked out. Like,
every one of these fucking places has more stuff in front than like Santa's castle.
Right?
Right?
So I was like, what is there to decorate?
I know. I've had a few
Seems
questions.
done.
I'm here. My first is why did she mail you a letter asking for
Right.
help that clearly you haven't been here for a while? She mailed it to this. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, you know what?
Whatever. It's
We
fine.
already had some blood.
Yeah.
So let's just roll through this. You just kind of like bite your lip and take it.
Mm-hmm.
Enough of the story. Let's get moving. So there's some chit chat between this young woman and her grandmother. It's completely irrelevant. And the young woman leaves. Outside, she's by her car and she sees Mrs. Garrett trying to move a huge decoration. So she goes over to help. And then we learn the young woman's name is Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering when that was going to come up. So now we get a little bit about Mrs. Garrett losing her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Something mysterious there. Ultimately, she invites Rachel inside. Rachel declines, saying she needs to go shopping with her friends, but promises to come back afterwards. Like, okay, so, nice person, weird woman.
Yeah.
There we go. And then elsewhere in the neighborhood, we have a woman who's walking her dog. And the dog's name is Sugar Balls.
Sugar balls.
It gets away and she's yelling out, "Sugar balls, sugar balls." The dog runs into, and this is, I don't know if it ran into like their home because it runs into that gate and it says beware of dog.
Right.
Right. So
I don't know.
Anyway, it disappears behind the gate. Count. We get a beat. 1, 2, and then we hear thud, thud.
Yeah.
So we know what's happened. So the woman goes back to look for the dog. Santa pops up and slashes her neck with a machete. And I thought he was going to like whack it off, but nope, just nice, good. Going to make you bleed. And then if that's not enough, he takes the shears and just pounds them into the top of her head.
Yeah.
So this was pretty awesome. And then we get a POV of going through the house, and there's some random voices. And it's Mrs. Garrett talking shit to a Santa dummy in her living room. I need to point out, there are a lot of Santa dummies
Yes.
in this film.
There are.
Like in yards, in living rooms, and especially in Mrs. Garrett's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's super weird. But anyway, from what we glean from this bit of information is apparently Mrs. Garrett's dad was dressed as a Santa and passed her around as a kid for sex. That's what I got out of it.
Well, I wasn't even sure whether it was her dad. I
don't know.
Someone dressed as Santa.
I know,
or
she's got so
maybe
many,
just someone.
She's got so many fucking issues. But
Anyway, yeah, someone just passed her around for a gangbang.
Yeah.
At some point in her life.
I know. I just didn't. Anyway, let's move on. So anyway, the Santa dummy lunges towards her and chokes her. And then, nope, it was just a dream. She wakes up. Her living room is weird as hell.
Yeah.
Right. So the dream didn't do anything to like,
Like, oh, her living room's normal now. No, it's still exactly the same living room.
Yeah, it's just fucking weird. Santa and other dummies everywhere. Mannequins, I should say.
Right.
These are like full mannequins. Now she's talking to one of the dummies that is supposed to be her daughter.
We know this because the dummy is wearing, it's a red dress and a tiara and a necklace that, the necklaces that are like monogrammed or they have something inscribed, like a name.
Mm-hmm.
This one just says daughter.
I know.
What?
Keep it simple. Keep it simple. All right. So anyway, after we get that little tidbit, we cut back to Rachel, who has just picked up a friend. And then there's a shot of them out shopping, and another friend joins them. And this is what I love. I love seeing people fill up the screen. And I love the fact that nobody can think how to mention a fucking name.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go on this rant real quick. God damn it. I'm tired of watching people until 20 to 45 minutes into the fucking film before there's a name drop.
Okay, so for the whole movie, I got their names at one point in time, but I ended up calling them Dress Girl and Gas Station Girl.
That's fine. Yeah. So anyway, and it's not just these movies. It's like, there's like, full on, this is an Oscar contender. Like, Jesus Christ. You have a character. You have 60 seconds. Give us a fucking name. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Natural forms of conversation can help you. Jesus Christ. Anyway. So we got Nameless 1 and Nameless 2 at this point with Rachel. So the one who just joined them says she has a surprise for Rachel. And then here we go. It's a guy who says, don't blame Sarah. So Sarah is the latest one to come, not the one that was picked up. And he's there because apparently Rachel hasn't been answering his phone calls. And by Rachel's look, you can get that she just is done with him. There was a breakup or something. And right away, couldn't help but think, I'm pretty sure this is as fucking important to this story as postage stamp prices.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because that's about the end of the scene.
Pretty much it. Yeah. There's like no conversation, nothing. Just, don't blame her, because you don't answer your phone. Cut.
Well, okay, then.
Mm-hmm.
So, elsewhere, a couple dressed in Santa-themed lingerie are about to get busy.
Yeah, because if there's nothing else about Christmas, it's Christmassy sex.
Christmassy sex. So the girl brings out a leather strap and chain, and they have a little discussion. The guy's at first like, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
And she eventually talks him into it. So she straps him into the bed and leaves, saying she'll be right back. So, of course, we know this isn't going to go well.
No. Never.
So she walks into the kitchen, sees the shears sitting on the counter, and then kind of shrugs it off and starts pulling stuff out of the fridge, presumably for sex.
Right?
a cucumber,
Yeah.
some peanut butter, like a jar of jam, some butter.
Was it jam? I missed the jar. I didn't really get a read on that. I didn't know if it was like pickled olives or
I don't know.
there's just some. All right, this guy's going to be sorry about those cuffs.
Right. The last thing she pulls out of the fridge, because it goes like counter, fridge, counter, fridge.
Yeah.
Right. The last thing, the shears are gone off the counter.
Yeah.
And the next thing we know, Santa sticks the shears through her chin and out the top of her head.
Yes.
As soon as she notices they're gone and turns.
Yep.
Shoop. I love these shears. I love the idea that this Santa murderer is just whatever's at hand.
Well, he's making full use of these bad boys.
Hell yeah, he is. And I know there were a couple of times where, like where you said it was a machete. I thought it was just one side of the shears, maybe. Like he opened them all the way. That was my assumption throughout the whole movie, that it was always the shears. But I might be
'cause-
wrong.
Yeah, for that one you could see because I think I was going to put in my notes. Oh, he's switching it up.
Well,
But
my
he
thought was
didn't.
these are some magical Swiss Army shears.
Well, that could be too.
I don't know. So in the bedroom, the guy watches a little bear toy, like on a trike, wheel into the room really slowly.
Yeah, playing a little Christmas jingle.
Yeah. And that's a reference to another horror movie.
Yeah.
Points to whoever can guess it. So then Santa walks in. He inexplicably, so this person is big, right? I mean, they're not massively beefy, but they're obviously not that tiny little woman who was there a minute ago.
Right. Can I say something?
Okay.
Okay. So, for the record, I'm fairly confident that because I've seen you in like normal clothes, beach clothes, winter clothes. I've seen you in your kigurumi and everything. So I've seen a wide variety of attire.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm pretty sure, number one, if you were 6'3" standing in the doorway, it's not you.
Right.
Right. I don't care what attire, Santa Claus costume or not.
Mm-hmm.
And this woman was not even approaching the 6 foot mark.
No.
Right. So it's not like, oh, well, an inch or two, maybe heels, maybe lifts, maybe something. It just is he like, hey, baby. I'm like, you fucking idiot. You deserve what's coming to you.
Yeah, so he inexplicably thinks it's the woman. Then Santa pulls out the shears and cuts the dick off.
Yes. And for the second time, we hear, well, actually, the first guy didn't say anything.
Right.
This guy's like, what are you doing? We hear, and then,
Uh-huh.
1, 2, and then the scream.
Yes. So.
None of these guys have been screaming like when it happens. It's like they need to process it for a second.
So if you're seeing a theme start to form here, shh. Spoilers. So we're back with Mrs. Garrett, who I was just calling next door for a while.
Yeah.
She's talking to the mannequin again. It's really fucking weird. She's like nice to the daughter mannequin and then is imagining the Santa mannequin antagonizing her. She apparently has a real issue with men in general. And also there's a bear at the table.
Yeah.
Like
Well, she
stuffed
has,
bear.
well, they're all these things are at the table and
Yeah.
she's made dinner and set plates out for all of them.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay, there's that. So then we're back with Rachel, who's dressing down Sarah, her friend, in the car for the whole reintroducing the ex thing.
Yeah.
She's going to punish them by making them help her decorate Mrs. Garrett's house. And then we get an introduction to the girls. Her friends are and Gina, maybe? Because I couldn't really understand what she was saying. And it wasn't a sound issue. It was a pronunciation issue.
Well, so let me absolve you of that.
Okay.
Because in my notes, I had her as Sheena.
Or Sheila.
No, I had it as Sheena.
Okay.
And then towards the end, I heard Sheila. So I did a quick search and replace.
Yeah.
That's why it says Sheila.
Okay.
So I get where you're coming from because I wasn't even sure about Sheena. And I'm like, Sheila, fuck it. I'm going to take the dive and go for it.
Whatever. Doesn't matter. We all know what's going to happen to them. So Mrs. Garrett says she has a date tonight and wants to leave the girls there alone, but it's not a romantic date. And she tells them what needs decorating. She's got like a whole list for them.
Yeah.
And then she's like, make sure to drink some of my eggnog. And it's this thing sitting out on the counter. And I was like, bitch, why don't you put your eggnog in the fridge like a normal person?
Right? I love eggnog.
I do too.
I've had a lot of kinds of eggnog back in the day. You know, I didn't like it with alcohol.
But never mystery counter eggnog?
I've never had milk white eggnog.
No.
This shit was like, it was like skim milk that's been watered down.
It did not look like eggnog.
No.
So she has this whole list of decorating, and I'm like looking around her house and the outside of her house. I'm like, what the fuck do these girls need to decorate? Again.
No, and she even like at one point pointed up the attic.
Right.
That's how you get up there and, you know, get stuff from there.
One of the things she did mention in her list of stuff, she was like, I haven't done the bathrooms yet. I'm like, who decorates their bathroom with Christmas stuff?
I'm sure there are many people who do. But anyway. No one we know.
So she goes to show Rachel the door to the attic because she's got stuff up there that needs to come down or something.
Yeah.
And Rachel sees the daughter's room and asks if she can go in. And it looks like Miss Garrett has never changed it from whenever her daughter
and you know
went missing or whatever.
Yeah, and that's fairly typical.
Yeah.
In real life and in all these films.
Right.
Something happens that's like you don't walk in there.
It's the shrine.
Yeah, some people won't even allow the door opened.
Right.
Some will go in to clean, others won't ever go in there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so that's, you know, I was like, okay, we're rolling with it.
Right. And then we get some backstory. It's really heavy-handed. I didn't want to write any of it down, but in a nutshell, Mrs. Garrett is a psychopath mom.
Yeah, because there's like a flashback and stuff going on.
Yeah.
It's better not to talk about it because it really just like they set it up where it's supposed to like add to the mystery. If you already didn't figure it out before then, it blows the rest of there's no more surprises after this.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be.
Right.
But you're like, oh, God, how fucking obvious is that?
She's a psychopath. That's
the bottom line. And then Mrs. Garrett is off, leaving the girls to their tasks. And after she leaves, Sarah sits down to read a magazine, and Sheila is snooping and finds that the windows are screwed shut.
Not decorating.
No. We'll talk about this. So Sarah wants to leave. Sheila points out that all of the presents in the house are addressed to Jamie, who's the missing daughter. So, you know, Rachel makes sense saying that maybe Mrs. Garrett is holding out hope that Jamie will come back.
Rachel, as we know, put a present under her tree for her mommy.
Yes. Not unusual.
Right.
Not a bad choice for, you know, story point. Okay. But then out of nowhere, Sarah says she knows what happened. A little spoiler here. You talk about false hope. She gets into this short tale on Jamie being snatched out of her bed as a little kid by a creature called Krampus. And then it goes on, she's like, well, so-and-so told that to me when I was like, 9 years old, and it scared the shit out of me. Blah, blah, blah. So actually, I was more irritated because we know people like this.
Mm-hmm.
You don't actually fucking know what happened.
Right.
You read an issue of the National Enquirer, and now you're an expert. But then when someone gives you a look of derision or, you immediately like, well, that's what the paper said.
Right.
In the back of my head is like, I hope it's slow and I hope it's bloody when you go down. So we're at another house.
Mm-hmm.
We have a scantily clad woman knocking on a bathroom door for her honey. If you're playing a drinking game, the magic word for this movie is honey. Because this fucking scene will put you all on the floor. Honey.
Babe, honey.
Oh, anyway. So in my notes, I have she sarcastically thanks him for leaving the window open in the bedroom. She goes to close it. Then she's laying on the bed reading a book, calling to her man as if he's going to feel frisky coming out. Honey, you be frisky when you come out of there, honey, honey, honey. No answer. And then she starts reading the book. The bed then shakes. Then the shears pop through it, missing her. Now she's gently trying to climb off the bed. The shears pop up again and again, missing her. Finally, she gets off the bed. Santa, from under the bed, grabs her feet and pulls her under. And then we cut to the bathroom. A little bit of a surprise. It's her honey or babe, who is a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay.
Cool.
Made an assumption because we've had a theme.
Right.
Right?
We have had a theme.
So catch on. Listen closely, folks. We have a different sexual orientation, but the theme is going to stay the same. Listen closely. So in the bathroom, she's calling out to the other one, and then she gets out of the shower. She calls out the same question about feeling frisky. Nothing. And this one, I don't know what her particular deal is in like the casting or whatever, but this one woman has more tit time than all the others put together. For some reason, it's just her drying herself. It's just, so anyway, after this gratuitous tit time on screen, she goes out and sees her partner dead on the floor, bloody and all. She jumps back into the bathroom. Santa stabs her through the door. She slides down. And then he stabs the door again, and it goes right through the back of her head, out her face.
Yeah, out her mouth.
Yeah. And it was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
This shit is top-notch fun.
Yeah, the effects, awesome.
And then the camera is tightly focused on a big pink dildo.
Mm-hmm.
We see Santa's hand come in, grab the dildo, drop it in his bag.
Mm-hmm.
Theme. So technically, Santa so far is 3 for 3 when it comes to dicks. If you're going to go ahead and count simulated dicks.
Yes.
Right? Kills the woman, kills the guy, takes the dick. Kills the woman, kills the guy, takes the dick. Kills the woman, takes their dick.
Yes.
Okay. So,
yeah.
Go Santa, go.
All right. So we're at Mrs. Garrett's house. One of the friends decides to go to the store. This is Sarah going to the store. And the other one decides to try on the mannequin daughter in the red dress and tiara, wants to try on that dress.
Yeah.
Oh my God. These people are just terrible. Rachel's not so bad. Rachel is going up to the attic to get the boxes of decor.
This is where I beg to differ with you.
Okay.
Rachel is just as bad because she's allowing this shit.
That's true.
She invited them into this woman's house to help the woman do some decorating, and she's letting them run like cattywampus all over everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's fair. Every
fucking one of them deserves to die.
Yeah. Rachel's looking through boxes. She finds a picture and brings it down to the dress friend, the one who's trying on the dress.
Sheila/Sheena/Gina.
Dress friend. And so it turns out that Mrs. Garrett used to work with Rachel's mom, but she earlier pretended like she didn't really know Rachel's mom. So Rachel calls Grandma to ask her about it, and Grandma is not letting her know anything, but she's worried.
Right.
So Rachel goes a snooping. She finds a Santa mannequin in a bed with lipstick marks all over it, particularly in the groinal area.
Yeah.
It's weird. Then they see a little padlocked door in the room, and it's like if you've ever been in an older house, right? Like you could fit through it, but it looks like a cupboard.
It's a crawl space.
Yeah.
It's, and that was a big thing for a period of house building, was put these where you could just shove some boxes in,
mm-hmm.
right? So you don't have to take them to the attic, don't have to take them to the basement. You just like shove them in. It's big enough to like crawl in
mm-hmm.
and pull things out. Yeah. And they usually were, finished and stuff.
So it's padlocked. Meanwhile, at Grandma's house, so Rachel's grandmother's, Grandma's looking for some old mail in a closet shoebox, and one of them seems to have like Rachel's mom's name on it.
Right.
So then she hears a sound and goes to check it out. The patio door is open. So while she's kind of checking that out, a cat supposedly jumps through the window.
I know.
But it looked like someone shook this cat up and threw it through the window at her.
I'm going to go on record that somebody, not gently, hurled this cat into frame. This poor fucking thing. I've grown up with cats. I know people with cats. I've played with them.
I know
I've seen
what
kids
cats
play with
look
them.
like when they're jumping, and that is not it.
Well, and even just like a light toss, like cats to the couch and stuff. You know, sometimes kids do that. No, I think somebody got some real eggnog, was at it all day, and it's like, oh, it's time to do the cat scene. I'm on it. And like rugby past that fucking cat, this thing comes flying in. I don't even think that was ADR or
I don't
VFX.
think so.
I think it was the actual cat going, oh shit.
Right? It makes me think of, we've been, we go through and we watch like previews of Riff Tracks movies, when we watch Riff Track stuff.
Yeah.
And there's the one where it's a woman standing in the middle of a room and the Riff Tracks guys are like, okay, now just stand in the middle of this room and we're going to chuck cats at you.
Yes.
And you see a bunch of cats come flying through the air at her.
Oh, I know. Let's just I want to just take a break from this quick.
Okay.
That cat, man. I want you guys, listeners, I want you to digest that. If you haven't seen this film, you need to see it just for that. What they did to this poor fucking cat. Because we watched Riff Tracks Bermuda Triangle.
Oh, yeah.
Right, or the Bermuda Triangle, one of the many Bermuda Triangle films. And this one, they riff on it, but it's really sad because this was done in the 70s. And there's a lot of footage that it's not stock footage, it's stuff that they would go out and do. The shark spears.
Oh,
or the
sure.
shark darts.
Yeah.
Right? If you don't know what a shark dart is, it's so you've got a spear gun. At the end of it is this dart that goes into the shark. And it's a giant CO2 canister, highly pressurized, that when it goes into the shark, it reduces enough air to blow the shark up and burst its insides. They do this like they're changing underwear on a hot July day.
Yeah, they
There's like 5,
do so
6,
many shark
7.
killings.
Yeah, and this shit was okay to do for movies.
I know.
Right? And let's not even bring up that whole bird situation.
Yeah.
Those were looking like some real birds.
They did not look like fake birds.
No, because nothing else real looked real in this. You can't pass off that. But anyway, yeah, it did. Watching those shark things and this cat just made me think, God damn, have we not come far enough? That's the thing. On a Hollywood production film that's going to have animals on set, law says, right, ASPCA, someone has to be there to stick up for the animals. That's why they have no animals were harmed during the filming of this. And that has to be certified.
Yeah. Not so an indie film.
Not indie films or some of these low-end B films.
So I genuinely hope that cat was not abused. Anyway, the cat flies through the window.
Well, it was abused. We saw it.
Anyway, then Santa comes up from behind and starts tying up Grandma with some Christmas lights.
Right.
And kicks her chair through the door. He takes her on a little joyride and then throws her, I wasn't quite sure what this was, off a cliff or down a steep embankment.
I myself wasn't sure. All I know is Grandma got air.
Yeah, she did.
I don't understand. This has happened in several movies where right at the edge of the property, especially like apartments, there's just like stairs that go and then stop at a cliff or this steep embankment, and you can't really tell what, because who knows if they shot it next to it or
right.
drove across town and shot in a gully.
Or even just like on a little hill.
Yeah, it was just really weird. But anyway, yeah. Grandma sails.
She got air in her chair. And then he goes back inside to hear Rachel leaving a message for Grandma.
Yeah.
So Rachel is leaving Mrs. Garrett's house to go check on her grandma because she's worried about her. Leaving the dress thieving friend on her own. In the house, in Rachel's grandma's house, a record is playing, but Rachel can't find grandma. So she stops the record and she sees the shoebox laying all like kind of scattered in the hallway.
Yeah.
With her mom's name on the envelope, like up front. So then we see Sarah coming back from the gas station, and she sees Santa around the corner of the house as she leaves the car. And she thinks it's her friends, like fucking with her.
Right.
Understandable.
Yeah.
And follows. And as she's kind of like stalking Santa around the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Santa's kind of doing that little like peekaboo thing around the corner and leaving.
Yeah.
One of the mannequins, or just a torso, really.
Torso of a mannequin.
Drops from a rope in front of her. Freaks her out a little bit. Then Santa grabs her and kind of clips the shears menacingly at her.
Yeah.
She starts to fight with them, and so far is doing better than anyone who's encountered Santa before.
That's fair. We have to give props, kudos to her, to Sarah, for holding her own.
Well, yeah.
If it, at least for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All these other people got it real quick.
Yep. They went down hard and fast.
Yeah. So, she starts to fight with them, runs away to see the dress thieving friend in the kitchen, drinking some of that counter eggnog.
Yeah.
So just as she gets right up to the window, because that's her plan, obviously, go up to the window and catch friend's attention.
Yeah.
Right? Santa grabs her, and we just see her kind of like fly and then come down.
Yep.
Grabs her, pulls her down, pins her, and then with the shears cuts off her fingers, but also I think like the corner of her hand.
Yeah, started like, and then goes up because like the index finger was probably more than half left.
Yeah.
And then it's angled down, and then, yeah, the whole from below the pinky's missing.
Yeah. Good chunk of the hand and fingers.
And super fantastic blood squirting.
Yeah.
And practical effects on that one.
Yeah.
Top.
I have to say, in a lot of these like B-grade indie horror movies, the blood effects, you can tell it's fake blood, right?
Yeah.
It's bright red. You know, it's either too thin or way too thick.
Yep.
This blood was pretty good.
It was.
Yeah.
And I can't help but wonder if people base it on like reality, right? Their experience in life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most of us, when we get a cut and we see blood, it is really light.
That's
and bright
true.
because we only see bits of it, and we, pad it with a thing and a gauze, and then we get a Band-Aid and stuff. But for those of us who have had some serious wounds or seen some really serious wounds can attest to, at first, that shit looks almost black.
Yeah.
Coming out in copious amounts.
Yeah.
It's like cherry black painted, like Monte Carlo. That was the big thing for those cars. Monte Carlos were always that cherry black. Where you look at it, it's like black. But as you get up on it, you can see the red, the deep red hue under it. So that's what was coming out of her hand.
Yeah.
Artery blood.
Like, and thick. It's so cool.
Yes.
Yeah, this is everything I want a holiday movie to be. Call me demented. I don't care. I'll take this over a rom-com any day.
Up to this point, this has been really fun.
Yeah.
This movie, and that's one of the boxes it ticks. A horror movie, a slasher movie has to be fun. Has to be scary. Has to be, even if it's just like a mild, and
gotta have the blood.
You've got to have the blood.
You've got to have the cool gore effects.
Yeah, you got to have like, some classic kills. You got to have some like out there kills and stuff. And you got a Santa suit, so it's a holiday horror.
Right?
It's really good.
And it has all these nods to these slasher, forefathers.
Yes.
Right? And a dress friend inside, We see this going on outside the window. Dress friend never notices a thing.
Nope. She's still profile. It's after Sarah gets taken out of frame in the window, disappears from the window. She turns and looks and doesn't see anything.
Nothing.
And then she turns back to face profile to the camera and drink that watery, milky. Looks like someone milked a cat.
Counter eggnog.
Counter eggnog. It's going to be like a foul word now.
This poor cat.
Cat nog.
Ugh.
Then we get to Rachel. And the guy is calling her ex. We find out his name is Cody. We are so far into this fucking movie. And we've just learned his name is Cody.
Mm-hmm.
So Firefly fans. Oh my God, Firefly fans. Fuck.
I don't know.
Firefly fans, you'll appreciate this. There's a special hell for filmmakers who forget to introduce their characters.
Yes.
Period.
Yes. The special hell.
The special hell. All right. So now, Cody, now we have some dilemma. I honestly didn't pay attention because a little bit of a spoiler. The story behind all that goes on behind all this bullshit is so fucking dumb.
It is.
Right? Your brain is like, no, you don't need to, this is no, just wait for the shears.
Well, I mean, it's like if you took every horror movie trope, like every story trope from a horror movie, hate fucked it, stuck it into a blender, and then, like poured some counter eggnog in there.
Jesus Christ.
Put it on ice crush, and then like just poured it down the toilet. That's the story.
Yeah. So that appropriately describes the dilemma. I didn't even write down exactly what it was. So Rachel's now reading these letters. It seems her mother was fucking a married man. Probably Mrs. Garrett's husband was my thought. And then gabbity gab, blah, blah, blah. Bingo. I was right. And at this point I'm thinking, is any of this really necessary?
No.
And this is a huge talking point at the end of this conversation, folks. So stay tuned. So anyway, now Sheila is going outside. Why? Because the script said so. Because behind her, we see Santa slip into the house. And then Sheila goes back inside. No logical reason whatsoever. And she's still wearing the mannequin dress. Anyway. See, that's why the script said to do it. That's what I put in my notes. So Santa could get in.
Yeah.
Now, this motherfucker's been coming through patio doors, windows, and everything else. Why does he need to, wait for a door to open and then blast in?
Well, I don't know.
I suppose maybe because all the windows are screwed shut.
Maybe.
Only because we saw the one window screwed shut and they never, ever checked any of the other ones.
No.
Presumption. That's fair, though. That's fair. Okay. So she goes back into the house and suddenly she's creeped out and suspicious. She sits to drink some wine and Santa is moving around in the background. For no reason at all. She's backing up through the house. This is what I didn't fucking get. Like she's scared. First of all, here's the thing. If I was scared, I'd be facing the direction I'm going. Because I'm either A, going away from what I'm scared of, or B, I'm just the kind of person, if I'm not sure what something is and it's frightening me, I'm going to go towards it and find out what this shit is about. Okay, but no, she's backing away from literally nothing. And now she all of a sudden is like hesitantly creeping. And then she goes into another room and doesn't bother turning on the lights. Thinks she sees something. Oh, thank God. Santa comes up behind her. Strangles her with ribbon. She knocks him off, gives him a good hit. He falls back into the shadows. He's back. She screams and runs off. Tries to get out. The front door is padlocked. So Santa had time to do all that up, Cool. She hides in the bathroom and tries to open a window, and it lifts a little bit, and she's like getting it a third of the way open with each oomph.
Right.
Okay. And then Santa is outside now, grabs for her. She runs out of the bathroom. And then now Santa comes at her from atop the stairs.
Yeah.
So this must be an homage to Friday the 13th, Jason, who is the fastest slow walker
Right.
in horror history. And let's not forget Jason Takes Manhattan, where he's walking after them. They run for like 5 city blocks, and then he's there waiting for them.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so here it is. She falls, hurting her ankle. Santa walks up, shears in hands, opens them, and proceeds to snip off her head. It doesn't actually snip it. I thought he was going to cut it off.
You're right.
But we see the shears, each side buried in her neck, and there's just so much blood.
There is.
And just is basically just kind of like ripping the sides of her throats out. So both arteries. And then Rachel is back. So some time has passed, clearly. She calls out to her friends, asks why the lights are out, finds a flashlight right there by the door.
Convenient.
I know. Maybe Santa has a plan. Starts looking and calling out. She tries calling one of their cell phones, and she finds it ringing in Jamie's bedroom. And there's also a key next to it. Then her phone rings. It's Cody, who's sitting in front of a laptop. I have so many things to say about that, but it's really not important because Cody's not important. I just put, this is where poor writing in horror starts to crack. So we've had some violence. We've had more violence. And that formula, now it's time for a story break, right? To kind of chill the momentum a little bit, give us a breather, kind of make us that false sense of security. So we have like what's going on behind all the murders and stuff, you know, whatever the story is, give us a beat. And I'm not going to get into this story bit, but it's pretty fucking stupid. I mean, clearly it was like page 7 of the dumbest fucking plot lines.
Yeah.
So other than Cody saying she needs to get out of that house, none of it's
He's
relevant.
been looking up information about Miss Garrett and her family.
Well, yeah, he's, you know, been Scooby-Dooing it on his laptop from across town.
Mm-hmm.
Then, for no reason, their cell coverage dies.
Yes.
I'll just let that one go.
So, I mean, we know now that Cody's going to come, you know, try and rescue her at some point, right? So we have Rachel looking through the house. The key that she found, she thinks is for the locked crawl space door that had a padlock on it from earlier.
Right.
Right? Because someone just was like, oh, you've been snooping through my house and you want that key? Here it is. Gonna just put it right where you'll find it.
Yeah.
And this is where I got this fantastic quote from Jim, because we paused and we were just talking for a minute. And he got this real great quote that perfectly encapsulates what this movie is really all about, or should really be all about. Because we were discussing the story.
And how it shouldn't be there.
Right. And I was like, well, the slashing is so good that I don't even care. And he was like, yeah, it's just chopping dicks and killing chicks.
And in retrospect, that is the theme of this movie.
Yep.
And honestly, we needed way more of that and far less story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not even going to wait till the end to tell you what I Googled when I was trying to find this movie again.
Yeah, do it.
I just Googled like the Christmas horror where Santa collects dicks.
Yep.
And it was like first or second on the results list. I'm like, there it is, all through the house. This is the one.
There are far worse things to be known for than chopping dicks and killing chicks.
Chopping dicks and killing chicks. So,
okay.
The crawl space leads to some stairs going down.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
It was weird.
Rachel has a flashlight that I didn't notice it was by the door. So I was like, she magically found this flashlight somewhere. And the basement that she kind of goes into, I assume it's a basement.
Yeah.
I don't really know any better. I'm going to call it a basement. It's full of disassembled mannequins and mannequin parts and other weird shit. Like pictures on the wall that say like mommy something or other, dried blood, and like torture tools and shit.
Girls are pretty.
It's not super important. It's creepy.
Yeah, naughty stuff. Just, yeah.
Suddenly, Mrs. Garrett is there saying her daughter's finally come home for the holidays.
Yes.
She reveals that her daughter Jamie was born a boy.
Yeah.
And Rachel starts to get woozy, and then Garrett goes into a diatribe about her daughter's son, who's gotten out of the mental hospital. So, Jamie, her daughter, is apparently the dick stealing Santa.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense now, I guess. Not that it matters, really. I mean, I didn't care why Santa was stealing dicks.
No. Well, we'll talk about that.
Anyway, the eggnog was drugged.
Yeah.
So, and she reveals that she really wanted a daughter, so she like cut her son's dick off.
Yeah.
Anyway, Rachel.
Well, that blamed her husband. He got arrested. They took Jamie away and put him in a mental institution till today.
Yeah. So Rachel sees dead grandma strung up. Then dress girl.
Yeah.
Right, who was in the red dress.
Yeah.
Garrett says she killed Rachel's mother and buried that bitch out back.
Yeah.
Then Rachel passes out because the eggnog was drugged. She wakes up in a blue, like, Lolita dress.
It kind of like a doll kid's, like something you put on like a 6-year-old that's very doll-like.
Yeah. Tied up in Jamie's closet, but the doors are open.
Yeah.
So then Santa, who is Jamie, but I'm just going to keep saying Santa.
Yeah, it's Santa.
Comes in with the shears and like holds them up to his crotch and like makes, humping motions with the shears. I don't know. And it takes a really long fucking time to get towards Rachel. It's not a big room.
No.
So Rachel manages to get one hand loose while Santa's like fucking around on his way to her and shuts herself in the closet.
Yeah.
And then suddenly Cody opens the door and starts to untie her.
Well, there's like a boom, boom, boom thud. And then the door flies open and
it's Cody.
Sans laptop.
Right. And then Santa comes up behind and Cody and Santa fight. So Rachel, while they're fighting, gets herself untied. She sees them both kind of disappear on the other side of the bed.
Yeah.
Right. And goes to get Cody. Not really sure where Santa went.
I know.
Because it was like 2 seconds, literally, from her getting to the closet to the other side of the bed.
Maybe it was like Red Dead. He fell through some vortex by the nightstand.
Don't talk to me about that. Fucking glitchy ass game. So, not really sure where Santa went. So they hobble through the house because in the fray, Cody's ankle got broken.
Yeah.
Santa like grabbed it and snapped it or something.
Well, it was his knee. Remember, he had had it sideways, and then we hear.
Oh, I thought it was the foot and ankle.
It was the knee. I don't know.
Doesn't matter. He's hobbled. So Rachel shuts him in the crawl space.
Yeah.
And says she won't leave him this time. Okay.
I missed that whole part.
Then Santa comes in, but Rachel's hidden now under the bed.
Yeah.
So Santa starts to pace around for a while, and then the door shuts. So Rachel starts to edge out from underneath the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And,
face up.
Yeah. And pop goes the weasel. Mm-hmm. Santa pops out from the top of the bed to grab her. And they have a little fight. Rachel runs to the window and gets grabbed by Santa. So first he grabs her, and then he like pushes her out the window.
Yeah.
And then jumps out after her.
Yeah.
And as he's running, the shears are somehow stuck in the ground ahead of him.
Yeah.
So he grabs them on the way. And we get a chase ensuing with kind of the classic horror type tension music. It's a nod to like every run scene in every horror movie that's ever been.
At every level.
Yeah. It's fun.
So now Rachel ends up losing him, and then she's back in the house. And then we see Mrs. Garrett for a moment, and then she's gone. Okay. And then she sees a mannequin, Rachel does, dressed like her.
What's in her clothes?
It's in her clothes.
Before she got changed into Lolita dress.
Yeah. So then Mrs. Garrett pops up and puts a bag on her head and tries to knock her out with a cookie tin. You know better than to drink coffee in these parts. You okay?
I loved it. Yeah, I'm fine.
Crushing the shit out of this cookie tin, doing nothing to knock Rachel out. They struggle. And I'm like, this is a pretty weak struggle. Oh my God. This was, it was almost like a Dolomite fight.
I know.
Oh, okay, I'm going to push you there. And then, struggle. Okay. Next. It was pretty humorous. Santa steps in to save Mrs. Garrett, takes Rachel upstairs. Cody is, okay, so here's the thing. So to go to this basement secret room, you got to go upstairs to the bedroom, in the crawl space, down the stairs. So, yeah, it's weird as shit.
The layout of this house is really confusing to me.
That's kind of the staple of a lot of these horror films. The layouts of these buildings are sometimes like just, too phantasmical.
Right.
Be like, what's going on? Dimensions? Is this like Doctor Who meets Twilight Zone meets Outer Limits and Night Gallery? Is nothing sacred? Is a wall not a wall?
Well, it's like earlier in the film, Dress Girl was hiding in the bathroom from Santa, right?
Yeah.
And then he comes through a window, right?
Yeah.
At her.
Yeah.
And then she's running downstairs and he's at the top of the stairs.
Right.
And I'm like, was that window on the second floor? How the fuck was he out there? Outside that bathroom window. Doesn't make any sense. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It's slasher. It's just all about the fun.
Chopping dicks and killing chicks.
That's exactly it. We're going to get that on a shirt.
Oh my God, yes.
That's going to be our unofficial tagline for the podcast.
Oh, I don't know about that, but we'll see.
Okay. Takes Rachel upstairs to go through the thing to go downstairs. Cody is tied to this bed in that weird room. Santa puts Rachel in the timeout cage. Big cage. It has this thing that says timeout.
What's like a wire dog kennel.
Yeah.
But
so then Santa hands Mrs. Garrett his bag of dicks. I love this. There are quite a few in there.
There are.
So clearly Santa's been busy off camera. Because it's more than just the three. And they're kind of looking through them, but then Santa makes it pretty clear that, and mind you, he doesn't speak at all, but he wants Cody's dick. So she sends Santa off, Mrs. Garrett sends Santa off to get her surgical kit. And then she goes into this long bit about killing Jamie, aka Santa. She's like, no, you can't sew a dick on that and this and that and that and this. Plus, he's a guy and she hates men. And she's just going to kill him.
Yeah. So her plan, in a nutshell, is to kill Jamie and then make Rachel be her daughter because Rachel was supposed to be her daughter.
Well, because her husband fucked Rachel's mom apparently
around the same time. They got pregnant around the same time.
Yeah. So
Rachel should have been hers.
His daughter's sperm was blown into that one instead of her. This is such a stupid premise.
It's so dumb.
Anyway, Mrs. Garrett kills Cody. Right? Because, she doesn't need his dick. Sorry. Don't need your dick. Gotta go. So she takes Jamie upstairs to talk. He starts to go through his presents, a.k.a. Santa. So there's more pointless talk. And then she stabs him. And he fights her off. So here's number one, okay? If you're going to plan on killing somebody, first of all, get a gun. Right? In these movies, why doesn't anybody ever have a gun? Bang, bang, make it quick. No, it's always these feeble old women with not even like a Halloween style kitchen butcher knife.
Right.
Right. It's more like a fucking peeler.
And this woman,
And-
she's short and she's very soft.
Yeah.
She looks like if you set up a Santa's workshop thing in the mall, like she'd be a perfect Mrs. Claus.
Absolutely. So anyway, she stabs and she only gets like an inch of the blade into him.
Hmm.
And I'm like, what were you expecting to happen? Well, I can tell you what I expected to happen. Next thing you know, Santa's strangling her. And then Rachel shows up, sits on a chair across from them, and watches.
Yeah.
Then Mrs. Garrett is dead. Rachel looks at Santa and says, let's go bury this bitch out back.
Uh-huh.
That's what Mrs. Garrett said about Rachel's mom. And I'm like, oh yeah, Santa is her half brother. Not that it matters. So there's a shot of the outside. She's looking around. All the lights get turned off. Door closes. That's the end of the film.
Well, she tosses the mask outside.
Oh yeah, she tosses the mask. And that's the end of the film.
Yeah.
All right. So let me close the lid on this. Move that out of the way. I'm going to take a sip here because we got some talking to do.
We sure do.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of good stuff to talk about in this film. So let's start out with the glaring, festering, pus-filled boil. That is, are you going to unscrew that super janky, loud metal water bottle?
I can do it really quietly.
Can you?
I have tricks. Are you really going to just be quiet the
Just-
whole time I'm unscrewing
maybe.
this water bottle?
Builds tension in the podcast.
I don't think it does.
No, but it entertains me. I see you so.
You're really putting the pressure on here.
Yeah.
I'm thirsty.
All right. We have, in many, many episodes, maintained that a base level horror film does not need a story. And by that, I'm talking slashers specifically.
Right.
Because for every 100 slasher films out there, maybe 2 or 3 have a passable story that's worth having. Okay. But you,
Well, the thing is, for a slasher film, it needs a story. You know, like you need a reason to have everyone, like everything happening, right? But it does not need to be elaborate. It doesn't even need to be a fully rounded, you know, like everything is in there. Like no one really cares. That's not why you watch slasher movies.
well, I mean, technically it's called a story, right? The story of the film is, you know, a crazed killer dresses as Santa and slashes people.
Mhm.
Okay. But see, that's not the story. That's the plot. And I think the plot in these cases can serve as its own story. And that's all it needs to be about. I don't need to know where he came from. I don't need to know why he was in an institution. Hell, he could have been like homeless Bob, who just finally lost his shit under the bridge, right?
Mhm.
Rolled into the suburbs and this guy. It doesn't matter because that's not why we are at a slasher.
No.
We watch slasher films because we want to see copious amounts of blood. We want to see from the best to cheesiest practical effects.
Oh, yeah.
Because at different levels, they all, help enhance whatever level film that is. And we just want to see some great kill scenes, kill of the day kind of thing.
The chases, the screams.
Yeah.
You
it's just all there. It's the same gingerbread cookie.
It is.
Right? We have the recipe sheet. And it's not like every year we fuck with the recipe because, I had gingerbread cookies last year. So this year I'm going to put this in here. No, we want that same goddamn gingerbread cookie. This is why we came. This is why we're baking it. And This is what we want. But everyone tries to inject these like side stories, right? And I'm finding, and I'm not going to criticize this film specifically for doing it. It's all films that do it. Enough of the family ties bullshit.
Yeah.
All right? Fucking, this is what killed the last 3 movies for Star Wars, right? They couldn't think, J.J. Abrams, original writer, right? Couldn't think past anything. Everything has to be fucking related. Everyone has to be related to somebody. It's all a family thing. And look, she's related to him. And then the next movie, and then, fucking nothing's anything the way it's supposed to be. I hate that shit. I hate that shit. I hate that shit. That's what killed the Halloween franchise. Quit fucking making people related.
Right.
right? It, the hidden step half brother, who are you? Well, I'm your adopted cousin. I don't even know what that is. So
Right.
who adopted you? Nobody.
I'm your brother, cousin, grandpa,
Yeah.
or
So
whatever.
the thing that made points of this movie tedious was simply all of this fucking, they're related, and now this is why she's, because you know what? It didn't enhance the story one bit.
Every time we went into one of those scenes, it brings you out of the fun of watching the film.
Really does. The only benefit, I don't think it was intentional, was that I was just made me root for whoever's on camera right now. I hope you fucking die in the next 10 seconds.
Well, I mean,
I hope it's an ear to ear stab for you. That's it. That's all that it did to rope me in.
yeah.
All the blah, 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 blah. Boring as shit.
Well, I mean, it gave me a time to like mentally check out and make sure that I could beef up my notes from the cooler parts while they were going on about the
Right.
story. Because I don't,
Well, that's not a ringing endorsement of a movie. So in this part, I was able to totally disengage, go back to my notes, and actually check my Amazon, watch list. And oh, here we go. We're back.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not a selling point.
No. But, well, I don't want to, if you're not ready to jump into all the really good bits yet.
Well, let me just say, yeah, let's jump into those. But let me finish this bit with, quite simply, if you're doing like a slasher style and you want to do it either classic or new take, stop with the background story. I'm not calling it backstory, but the background stuff. Because nobody gives a shit. If I wanted to think about things and connect the pieces, I don't. First of all, in a slasher, they all do this. Well, your father went over and, fucked my mother, and then this and happened. And I was so angry that I went to an institution and they did this to me. And now I'm really, really angry and I'm going to kill everybody. Right? You don't even get to like sort it out. They just hand it to you. And then they hand it to you. You're like, I don't want this. I didn't ask for this. I don't want this.
Yeah.
You know?
I would say a good rule of thumb for a story, backstory, or whatever in a slasher horror movie is if you can't nail it, if you can't give us the bones of it in 3 separate 30-second scenes, then you need to cut it down to between 60 and 120 seconds of screen time. If you can't fit it in there, it's too much.
I'd be okay with that. For me though, I'm just gonna stand on the side of the fence that says, don't even do it. Don't even do it. Nobody goes to a slasher to learn shit. We want to see and feel the exhilaration of this fucking roller coaster ride, right? They don't tell you about the roller coaster ride while you're waiting in line. So you're going to go up the hill and then you're going to come slowly to the edge. You're going to drop and you're telling me, no, they're like, get the fuck on there, buckle in. And then you just go for the ride.
Well,
and then you get off
yeah.
and you get back in line and you do it again.
Yeah.
Right?
You think about Tatty Bogle. Tatty Bogle was so fun.
Attack
right?
of the Tatty Bogle?
Yeah.
Yes.
And to the end of the movie, we didn't know anything about the killer except the end where the mask was off and we saw his face for like a second.
Right.
But we didn't even really know who he was or why he was doing what he was doing.
No, we had people
and it didn't
who had
matter.
A very surface level, very shallow presentation of their character, right? And then just like that, fucking guy in a mask walks in, starts killing people, and from that till the fucking credits roll at the end, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody's trying to figure shit out. Nobody's reading newspapers or using their laptop to find information and all that shit. They're
trying to get away from him, trying to live.
Yes, it's just a fucking fear fest,
mm-hmm.
right? So, unless you're doing a thriller or a suspense, a classic horror, vis-a-vis Frankenstein, Wolfman, Dracula, Mummy stuff, where things unravel as, these terrible things happen. That's one thing. But when it's a slasher, just leave that shit alone. Don't underestimate the audience's appreciation of end to end with no filler, just blood and action.
Yeah.
That's a slasher. That's what it is. If you don't want to do that, make another kind of movie.
Right.
You know, horror thriller, horror suspense, you know, horror comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. But so that's my biggest criticism of this film. And it's not fair to lay it on its shoulders because there's a lot of A movies
Do
that
the same thing.
have made the same missteps and stuff. So with that aside,
Yeah.
or with that done, let's talk about why this thing's a champ.
Yeah. This movie ran the circuits of film festivals in 2015, 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Won a bunch of awards. Best slasher, best horror, yada, yada, yada. And rightfully so, because it is awesome.
It is. It's fun. That's the thing.
It's so much fun.
We don't scare easy.
No.
So I think it's I think we try to be fair about movies. That, you know, this to me wasn't particularly scary.
No.
Right? Not to say that the people wouldn't be scared.
Right. It's
Okay.
just that you and I,
We have a high. If you want to scare us, you have to ascend to the heavens and beyond and pull something out, you know, from the celestial body of greatness.
I mean, you have to somehow be able to tap into like stuff that we're scared of deep down at our core.
Yeah, which is stuff that's not in any movies,
Right.
you know. But, you know, people do get scared of this stuff.
Well, they do.
And, you know, that's what these movies are about. So this movie wasn't scary, but we do appreciate those moments.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that cat through the window thing would have scared the hell out of a lot of people as a jump scare.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn, what did you do to that cat?
Yeah, I was like, who threw that cat?
You know? So we are, you know, we're tempered
Oh, yeah.
against a lot of this stuff, but it doesn't mean it's less fun.
Well,
You
no.
know,
It's,
this thing was rampant with blood.
yeah.
We were not just a couple minutes in and got a kill,
Uh-huh.
you know?
And every kill was special and unique in its own way,
Right.
right? They didn't just kind of recycle effects, like Santa didn't kill everyone the same way.
No, it's not like Boondock Saints where, you know, the whole movie is great, but every time they kill somebody, it's not anything super fancy, fantastic.
Right.
Right. It's just a flurry of bullets.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And they also didn't distract us with a lot of films. Every kill is so wildly
Right.
different and extravagant. It's like, the time it took you to set this whole thing up for the hammer to fall, right? In a normal film, there'd be like 4 deaths already. They're pretty pedestrian, but they're fucking awesome.
Well, yeah,
You know?
they are.
Yeah. And that's where this movie, it should have gotten those kudos from those festivals.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally deserved them. I mean, I love Santa slashers. I love holiday horror. And this one, I mean, after watching it a few years ago and then watching it again today and seeing all the trailers for all the other holiday horror, you know, there's the classic ones. There's like Jack Frost
Yeah.
and Black Christmas
Yeah.
and, you know, all that stuff. Like, this is one of my favorite holiday horror movies.
And all the Krampus.
Krampus was fun the first time around.
So much Krampus that all of the later films have nothing to do with Christmas. It's just Krampus out on town, right? In the off season.
And Krampus looks different in every single one because it's like 16 different studios who are like, well, Krampus is doing well. Let's do a Krampus movie.
Yeah.
And so their makeup department has a different take than the other 20. Like, no one can agree on what Krampus looks like, except
Right.
sometimes he's got horns.
Right.
Kind of.
Right. Yeah.
But
anyway,
yeah. This movie is one of the best holiday slashers, Christmas slashers
yes.
that I've ever seen.
Yeah. Let's talk about the acting.
Okay.
It's not great,
Well, yeah.
but that's, here we go. So people think back to like Friday the 13th. This is almost like an Evil Dead thing.
Mhm.
With Bruce Campbell's like, you need to watch it again.
Wasn't meant to be a comedy.
We all sucked at acting, but that's not how people remember it,
Right.
right? And it's the same thing with Friday the 13th. There were some names in there way before they were names.
Mhm.
This was not an A-lister horror movie. It was I don't know about this, and it got out, hit a theater, and people went apeshit over it. And the thing is, the acting in that was so fucking bad, right? It was mind numbing. But here's the thing: it wasn't as fast as a lot of recent slashers, but it was a slasher. And after we got through the whole setup of how carefree and who's gonna fuck who by the time the sun goes down with these kids, these teenagers or young adults, whatever the fuck they're supposed to be, when the shit starts happening, not a lot of acting going on, just a lot of screaming,
Mhm.
a lot of cheesy one-liners, same thing, creak, 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 in the shadows, and some guy with a boner's laying in bed. Hey, baby, is that you? Okay, now, first of all, let's if I'm laying in bed and the first thing in my mind are the words, hey, honey, is that you? What the fuck is wrong with me? First of all, why would I be expecting somebody else?
Right.
Right? So it kills me every time. Is that you? What the fuck?
Well, I should fucking hope so.
Well, yeah. Jesus Christ. So anyway, the acting in Friday the 13th was terrible, but we had the requisite slasher gore scenes and the terror and stuff.
Mhm.
Now the fear acting was good.
Oh yeah.
Last Woman Standing.
Oh, Rachel.
No, in Friday the 13th.
Oh, sure,
right?
sure.
And she did that well. So here and all through the house, they did a pretty good job of being freaked out.
Yeah.
Especially when, we're sitting there wondering, how the fuck did he get up to that window? What was her thought? And then what window was she in when he pulled her out and chased her? I mean, how many different houses is this shit going on in? Right? What the hell? So even with all that weird shit, the fear acting was pretty good.
It was.
Except by Cody. He phoned it in.
I feel like he did, yeah.
And I understand maybe he'd been drugged, as the character and stuff, but I don't know. He was unnecessary. He was just another dick for the bag.
He was just another dick to chop.
Yep.
So, yeah. And I mean, other than that, with the, I want to give a little bit of credit to the actors. They're obviously not ready for the Oscars yet, but they're cutting their chops, right? They're getting in on it. But their more serious, dramatic moments relied heavily upon the story, which we've already covered, wasn't great.
Yeah.
So I want to kind of give them the benefit of the doubt. I think they were appropriately talented actors for this movie.
Notice I didn't say they were bad.
Right.
I said they were not great. The acting is not great, and that's fine. Right? There's more movies with that than there will ever be of fantastic acting opus, kind of thing. But here's the thing. When you have actors who aren't seasoned, you have actors who don't have their tool belt yet, right? They're just trying to do the thing, and they're doing all these low-level things. When you give them a cripplingly boring and stupid story, okay, that is a recipe for just first-class fuckery.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what killed it. God bless them. They're trying to do their thing, but they don't have enough gravitas in themselves to pull through the festering turd of story that was heaped upon them. Now, my advice, lesson for you writers and directors, if you get your hands on something like this, take a good hard look at it. The less of that shit you put in the story, the less it becomes evident. If you had cut all that out, they would have been excellent horror actors.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's what they were there for. We had the screams, we had the chasing, we had the weird looks, the apprehension. And I think they ticked all the boxes with that.
They absolutely did.
But then they had to start rambling on about shit that made no sense or, didn't do anything for the movie.
And there's really, even a good actor, there's only so much you can do.
Right. Sean Connery, Highlander 2.
You're going to come after the Highlander movies?
Highlander 2 sucked ass. believe. No one is going to disagree with that
That's fair.
at all. And if they do, they've been lobotomized. Highlander 2 was a fucking travesty, you know. And then we just won't even go beyond that. It's a whole different thing going on. But anyway, they did keep it fun.
Oh yeah.
Even the like one-shotters, you know, so the two guys in the beginning who were just there to get their dicks cut off, right after the woman was killed. It was all right because they did what they had to do.
Yeah.
And they made it fun, and you're like, oh, you know, Santa, another silent killer, pretty good.
Yeah.
No one's ever going to beat Benjamin, though.
That's true.
No one is ever going to beat Ben.
Benjamin Solway.
Yep. The burlap killer. Burlap.
Oh, he's so good.
He is still our reigning silent killer above Jason, above Mike Myers. He is the tits.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ben is awesome.
But did a good, you know, this Santa killer here did a pretty good job. Stupid story aside. The weird shots though of close-ups of his eyes trying to like emote through this mask.
Yeah, I wasn't on board with those that much.
That's a poor directorial choice.
Yeah. If it isn't working, don't keep trying to beat it to death.
I don't see where there's ever a need for it.
Right.
Right. We don't let the body do the talking.
Yeah.
You know, so like burlap, we never see what's going on because this shit's all hidden behind stuff. Yeah. Right. But Ben uses his body. You can tell when he's like, you know, burlap's having a good time. Burlap's anxious. Burlap's angry. Or my favorite is when burlap's just had enough of your shit.
I was going to say the burlap's sick of your shit. Yeah. Yep.
Sold it 100% and we didn't need that. And David doesn't ever do that.
Oh, I know.
Those like tight eye shots and stuff, you know, and kudos. So don't do that. Don't.
Well, yeah. And the other thing is whoever was behind that mask had like really nice, gentle looking eyes. So I don't know why you would bother with that.
Yeah, they didn't have a crazed look.
No.
Most of the time he looked heartbreakingly befuddled.
Right.
And not in situations where you'd be like, oh, I can see where that'd be confusing. Like, well, he just killed someone. He's standing there. It's the cut to his eyes. Like, that doesn't even match what's going on in the body language.
Right. But anyway, I know we keep ripping on this movie, but honestly, I do truly love it.
Well, I mean, there's some editing choices that could have been better, some direction choices. The story, you know, blows the non-related bits of it. But technically, like we said, those fucking effects are fun.
They really are. They're really, really good.
Yeah.
The overall quality of like the film and, you know, the shots and the sound and everything all came out really, really well. I mean, there was never a moment where I was wondering what someone was saying because the sound sucked. It was just because they didn't enunciate or something.
Right. That was on the actor.
Right.
Yes.
You know, this visually does not look like a low budget movie. No. Effects wise, shot wise.
There are two giveaways. There's two different shots of Rachel in the dark, and she is like fully blown out because they got a spot on her.
Right.
Right. You use what you got.
It's fine.
That's you know, this is how you got to light it. This is how you got to light it. But it's a telltale sign that it's not a creative choice.
Yeah.
This is what we have for equipment because, you know, we don't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
Right.
Other than that, and that wasn't even like jarring.
Well, no.
It was just like, yeah, there it is.
There was the other one with the one who got her, who we thought was going to be beheaded in the garage with the shears, and you could see the prosthetic parts on the neck.
Dress Girl, Sheila.
Yeah, Dress Girl. And I mean, we both were like, oh, there's the prosthetics, but it didn't really bring us out of the movie because it doesn't matter.
It didn't. And we talked about it. It's a pass, right? We give it a pass because, folks, I don't know if you realize this, but doing neck prosthetics is extremely difficult to do.
It really is.
Because the neck is all this movement, right? So if you slap latex on there, you've got to do it in a way where it's going to move. It's going to stick, number one. and also not choke the actor. So what
Mhm.
most people will do is they'll cast the neck of the actor, right? And then they'll make a mold and then make a latex out of it. So it matches and fits pretty good, right? And then they do all the stuff to it. Now, you get higher up, like Walking Dead level, shows and stuff. They got tons of money for this shit. They got
Yeah.
Greg Nicotero, who you give Greg Nicotero a Q-tip and $1, and he'll fucking give you shit you can't even imagine, right? But he's been at this for like a lifetime.
Right.
So,
I mean, it was just a real small
it was
thing.
just that bit where, yeah, she's moving, and you could see that big patch that
Mhm.
they had to puff up to make the shears look they were sticking in. But that's fine because there's so much blood.
Yeah.
It's still satisfying,
It really is. It's super fun.
But that's what makes some of these movies endearing too.
Yeah.
Right? Is that they're going to do the best that they can, but occasionally these things pop up and you're like, just adds to the flavor.
Yeah.
Somebody did it, yeah, that is what it is. But, look at her screaming and kicking and look at the fucking blood pouring out of there and stuff,
Mhm.
Satisfying.
I would say the other thing that this movie did really well that you can definitely watch it and kind of take notes on if you're going to do a slasher. It doesn't even have to be a holiday slasher, just a slasher. Is the people who made this movie, whoever, wrote, directed, edited, right?
I mean, the
Nunes.
person that I just named at
Yeah.
the beginning.
Todd Nunes. Okay. Clearly loved slasher movies,
Right.
right?
Right.
Took a lot of those classic slasher shots, used those,
Mhm.
right? If you've watched a lot of slasher movies like we have, there's there are certain shots that you use over and over again. And this has kind of been a recurring theme that we've talked about in the past couple of episodes.
Yeah.
Back to classics
Yes.
as far as shots go. Used them well.
Mm-hmm.
And also, not taking themselves too seriously in the whole slasher vein, right? And putting all those little nods to classic slasher movies in here
Yes.
without like ripping them off.
Well, making it like some people do it and it's so out of place. It's like, It's not an Easter egg. It's an Easter smack, egg in the face thing
Mhm.
kind of thing. But yeah, they did it very well.
If you want to do nods to movies that you love, like take a look at how they did it here.
Mhm.
If you want to study up on like just a big old mishmash of classic slasher shots that you use for kill scenes,
Yeah.
take a look at this puppy because it's got a lot of them.
Yeah. I think the thing with like homage shots and stuff, I think this is the key. Anyone who's not seen these movies that you're trying to pay homage to it should mean nothing when it happens on screen. It shouldn't be like, what was that?
Right.
Right? It should be oblivious. They should remain oblivious to it. But for the fans, it should be subtle enough where like,
Ah.
not the scene, but I know where that came from,
Mhm.
kind of thing. One thing I do want to talk about though, before we sign off here, is character design.
Sure.
Okay. Have at least one of your characters likable, because
Yeah.
otherwise you don't root, right? But I see where the story was going. Rachel was just as much of a contemptible, immature, spoiled little bitch as her two friends. And in my notes, because I introduced them as young women and stuff, at one point I just started referring to them as girls. Because when you introduce people, I can't stand this bullshit. So they're in a house, they're going rifling through and stuff. Immediately, who's going to fucking be pulling for these people? I mean, who doesn't look at them and go, what reprehensible, immature little shits? And they acted like they were 13. So I just referred to them as
really
girls.
did.
Right? They don't deserve the title of woman because, Jesus Christ, they're so infantile in their character, right? So I'm not talking about the actresses, or the actors, the
Right.
infantilism of the character as written. Stop doing that. Have one of them at least likable because you want to pull for them, right? And you also want to, like, if she's going to go down, it's going to be stellar,
Yeah.
right? Everyone else got these like great kills, but this is what I'm pulling for. So if she's not going to make it, because that sometimes happens,
Right.
if she's not going to make it,
Then she needs the best one.
yep, she's going to go down. Legendary. Anyway, So I wanted to just bring that up, that I hated them as characters. I didn't care who made it. I wanted them all gone.
You can do an anti-hero. You can do someone who's reprehensible, but you got to give them something to like about them.
Right. Or surround them with people that are likable so that when that person goes, right? So let's talk Redwood Massacre. 7 minutes in, I'm like, I hope that bitch goes hard.
Yeah.
Unjustly so, maybe. All right. So all through the house. Great. By the time this episode comes out, it's going to be just a couple of days before Christmas. You have time to see it if you haven't.
It is on Amazon Prime Video.
Yes.
So go there and check it out.
Yeah. Did we not also find it on Tubi? And we watched it?
No, we didn't.
We
We didn't find it on Tubi.
That's right. It was something else that
Mhm.
we watched elsewhere.
Oh, no, wait, it might also be on Tubi, but we chose to watch it on Amazon Prime because
No
no
commercials.
commercials. Yeah.
We didn't want the breaks.
I love Tubi, though.
Anyway, just, do a search for it and you're going to find out where it is. See it. And if you're looking for a horror holiday, include this in the mix.
Right? If you want a
It's-
Santa slasher, this puppy is your best bet. This is a really, really good one.
Yeah. And, if you're a creative, see this.
Yeah.
Even if you're doing it after listening to the podcast, because still, this shit is fun.
It really is.
Talking
And
about it's not as much fun as watching it.
watching this movie really accomplished what I wanted it to accomplish, which is that my kind of like meh about the holidays is gone, and I'm starting now to get excited about it. I'm bugging you about Christmas tree and stuff.
Yep.
And like Christmas lists and
Well,
stuff to do.
Don't make it sound like I'm a Scrooge.
Well, no, I know, but you just don't like full dive into it,
I do. It's just our present situation is such that tree is a very difficult thing to place. We have to pick a part of the house that's not going to be used.
Listen, I've told you where it should go.
I
That's
know.
where it should go.
Well,
Anyway,
it is. It heightens the holiday spirit and horror fans especially.
yeah.
This is really what's going to get you going, and there's plenty of other stuff out there to watch, but like I said, put this in the mix, make this part of your gingerbread dough,
Yeah.
for this year's recipe.
Yeah. So where I was feeling kind of meh and laissez-faire about it before, since watching this movie and taking notes on it and talking about it, like I'm pretty excited about the holidays.
Well, one day when Lily's a little bit older, we can start decorating in holiday horror fashion. I'm sure she wouldn't mind right now, but let's give her a little more Christmassy Christmas, and then let's just go full on.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Guys decorating for Halloween? No, Christmas.
But we start at Halloween.
Let's just leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. B-Siders. We have a website.
We sure do.
It's www.lordsofmisruleproductions.com.
Go there. And you can find past episodes of this podcast that you can play right from the website. You can also find links to subscribe on your podcast platform of choice. We're on most of them out there.
Yeah.
The big ones, at least. You will also find links to our social media
Mm-hmm.
profiles. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Go check us out. Give
Yep.
us a follow.
Also, our blog, some information on our film projects, all of which have been woefully stalled.
I know.
But, we're still pushing.
Mhm.
It just, our personal project is still not done. Maybe,
We had hoped that it would be done by now, but it's been delayed another couple of weeks.
it's
So,
going to be 2 episodes before
I
we can
know.
talk about it,
Mhm.
hopefully. The next
well,
one
and then
will be-
hopefully we can talk about it.
Well,
at that
yeah,
point in
because
time,
next
but
one we'll be recording just before we see it. But anyway,
Anyway,
Blah, blah.
you can also find a link to our Patreon page where if you like this episode and you want to support us, go check it out and become a patron. Patrons get access to cool stuff. If you are a patron and you want to suggest a movie that we cover, you can do that.
Yep. It's all there.
It is.
Just go there and read it. Click the link. See what's going on.
Mhm.
But yeah, we'll take show recommendations, votes, and
You get access to
maybe-
episodes a week early.
yeah, maybe have someone on. Yep, episodes are a week early. I put them up there before they come out on all the platforms and even on the website.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And just, check things out.
Yeah.
Checking us out on social media. Check out our followers. Check out who's following us. Check out their stuff, be it podcasts or films or projects or whatever. And just kind of keep that whole flow of things going.
Yeah.
So that all these little industries continue.
Yeah.
Into the future.
So,
You know.
until next time,
Well, let's say Merry Christmas.
happy holidays, happy Yule, happy whatever it is that you are celebrating.
Yeah, because our next episode is going to be our end of year,
Yeah.
pre-New Year's Eve,
Mm-hmm.
last episode of 2020.
Yeah,
Don't know what it is yet, but we'll sort it through.
we will. We've got some ideas
Yeah,
knocking around the noggin.
sure do.
So
So until then,
wear a mask,
wear a
stay
mask.
safe,
Yep, don't be a dick.
do the things.
Just do your part. Yep, let's get
Yeah.
this all going. So 2021, Christmas, we won't be having to go through all this bullshit.
Yeah.
All right, enough said.
All right. Until next week, this is Danny.
And this is Jim.
Thank you for listening.
Bye, guys.